Today we will calculate the integral of a trigonometric function. As an example, we will calculate the integral of the function cosine x cubed times sine x squared times dx. A trigonometric integral is an integral over a trigonometric function. As an example, we look at the integral over the function sine of x to the power 8 times the cosine of x. This is indeed a trigonometric integral. The other example, namely the integral of x times the sine of x to the power 4, is not a trigonometric integral, because the function x times the sine of x to the power 4 is not a trigonometric function. In order to solve a trigonometric integral, we need to use the substitution method and sometimes some trigonometric formulas. Given an integral of the form sine of x to the power m times the cosine of x to the power n, where m and n are both positive integers, we can look at the table to see what substitution we should use to solve the integral. In the first case, when n is odd, we use the substitution u is the sine of x. In the second case, when m is odd, we use the substitution u is cosine of x. And in the third case, when n and m are both even, we can use the substitution u is 2 times n. Now, in the case when n and m are both odd, we can choose between either u is sine of x or u is cosine of x, because both substitutions will result in a solution. We now apply this theory to the example in the top of the screen. The first step is to identify the values of m and n, and to determine what substitution we want to use for this example. We see that the power of cosine of x is 3 and the power of sine of x is 2, meaning that n is 3 and m is 2. Since n is odd, we can see in the table next to case 1 that we want to use the substitution u is sine of x. The second step is to determine the derivative of u and to rewrite du in terms of dx. Since we chose u is sine of x, we have that the derivative of u with respect to x is equal to cosine of x. Multiplying by dx on both sides, we get that du is equal to cosine of x times dx. The third step is to apply some trigonometric formulas if necessary and to rewrite the integral in terms of u and du. Looking at the example, we first rewrite cosine of x to the power 3 as cosine of x squared times cosine of x. We then apply the trigonometric formula cosine of x squared is 1 minus sine of x squared. We substitute this into our integral and then we expand the brackets. The next step is to rewrite this integral in terms of u and du. This gives us the integral u squared minus u to the power 4 du. The fourth step is to calculate the integral we ended up with. This is just a polynomial in u, so calculating the integral gives u to the power 3 divided by 3 minus u to the power 5 divided by 5 plus some constant c. The last step is to substitute back the value of u, which was sine of x. This means we get sine of x to the power 3 divided by 3 minus sine of x to the power 5 divided by 5 plus some constant c, which is the solution to the initial integral. I now give a little summary of what we have learned in this video. We calculated the integral of the trigonometric function cosine of x to the power 3 times sine of x squared. The first step was to find out that n is equal to 3 and m is equal to 2 in this example. Since n is odd, we wanted to use the substitution u is equal to sine of x. And using this substitution, we calculated that du is equal to cosine of x times dx. Then we applied the necessary trigonometric formula, which in this case was the cosine of x squared is equal to 1 minus the sine of x squared. And we fill this into our integral. The next step was to rewrite the integral in terms of u and du, and to calculate the integral. This resulted in u to the power 3 divided by 3 minus u to the power 5 divided by 5 plus some constant c. The last step was to substitute the value u for sine of x to get the final answer. This results in sine of x to the power 3 divided by 3 minus the sine of x to the power 5 divided by 5 plus some constant c, which is the solution to our initial integral. Can you try to calculate the integral of the trigonometric function sine of x to the power 5 times the cosine of x by yourself? Thank you for watching, and I hope to see you again soon in another video.